The night in Ikorodu moves differently after midnight. The air is thick and still, and every sound feels sharper. In the suburbs of Ibishe, Agbawa, and Odugunyan, families lock their doors twice, sometimes 3 times. They check their windows before bed, whisper prayers, and hope sleep comes without visitors. But for some, the morning never arrives. Ikorodu is a bustling district on the outskirts of Lagos, separated from the mega-city by a lagoon. Life here is modest but familiar. Market women sell fresh fish by the roadside, children walk to school in their uniforms, pastors hold vigils in small churches with tin roofs. Families live close together, sharing walls and stories, trusting the rhythm of daily life. It is the kind of place where people know their neighbors, where doors are left unlocked during the day, and where nothing terrible is supposed to happen. But something did. On June 5, 2016, a 27-year-old Ghanaian woman named Obina was found in Oke-Ota community. She had been raped and killed in the night. No one heard her scream. No alarm was raised. The attack was silent, methodical, and brutal. A month later, it happened again. 60-year-old Francisca was beaten in her home. Her 10-year-old daughter, Marvelous, was blinded. The attackers used no guns, no machetes. Instead, they brought something far more terrifying, a grinding stone, the kind used to crush pepper in kitchens across Nigeria. Heavy, blunt, ancient. They placed it over the heads of their victims and struck down with force. The sound echoed in the silence of the night. The killings did not stop. By October 2016, a pregnant woman named Afusat Yusuf was murdered in Oluwoye, and her husband and 2 children survived with injuries. In December, 2 siblings, Azizat and Abe Boriade, were killed on Saka Adegbosi Street. On March 1, 2017, an entire family was wiped out in Agbawa, a mother and her 3 young children, aged 4 to 9. By April, another family of 3 was gone. In May, 4 members of the Agbaje family, Taufik, Simiat, and their 2 daughters, were killed in Adamo, Imota. In June, a pastor named Wale Solomon had his head broken in Lasunwong. Later that month, 5 members of the David family, Ike, Magret, and their 3 children, aged 2, 4, and 5, were murdered in their rented apartment in Olopameji. The youngest was 2 years old. Between June 2016 and June 2017, at least 26 people were killed in 15 separate attacks. 14 more were injured. The deaths were not random. When they followed a pattern, families attacked in their sleep, heads crushed with grinding stones, blood drained from their bodies. The killers were called Badoo. Survivors and arrested suspects later revealed the truth. The killings were ritualistic. Victims were chosen carefully, families with children, women, the elderly. The attackers would enter homes silently, sometimes while church vigils were still ongoing. They moved like shadows, disappearing before dawn. Their weapon of choice, the grinding stone, was symbolic, traditional, sacred in the wrong hands. Some said the blood was collected for rituals, used to make charms that promised wealth and power. At a shrine in Imosan village, just outside Ikorodu, a herbalist named Fatai Adebayo administered oaths to the cult members before each attack. He prepared them spiritually, unbound them to secrecy, sent them into the night with blessings soaked in darkness. The shrine was filled with big stones and charms. It was later demolished by police. Ikorodu became a ghost town after dark. Communities imposed dusk-to-dawn curfews. Families abandoned their homes and fled to other parts of Lagos. Those who stayed behind formed vigilante patrol teams, lighting bonfires on the streets from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. Anyone suspected of being a Badoo member was lynched on sight. Between May and July 2017, at least 10 people were killed by mobs. Some were innocent. Fear had turned neighbors into executioners. The police appeared overwhelmed. For months, the killings continued. In some communities, the cult even posted letters warning residents of imminent attacks. People read the warnings and packed their bags. One woman named Yemisi told reporters, "My husband is not in Lagos for now, so I cannot afford to take chances with the safety of my children, and I." She left that night. In late December 2017, the Lagos State Police Command made a breakthrough. The herbalist Fataya Debayo, known as Alessi, was arrested at his shrine in Imasang village. Police officers demolished the shrine and recovered grinding stones and ritual charms. Days later, the suspected kingpin of the Badoo cult was arrested on the water as he attempted to escape. Commissioner of Police Edgar Imohimi announced the arrests publicly, promising that the evil would be completely rooted out from Lagos State. The killings slowed. By 2018, the terror had subsided. The Badoo cult's reign of fear ended not with a final battle, but with quiet arrests and demolished shrines. But between 2016 and 2019, at least 47 people were killed in incidents linked to Badoo across Lagos, Oyo, and Ogun states. Most were families, mothers, fathers, children. People who locked their doors and prayed before sleep, hoping the night would pass without horror. The grinding stones are gone now, sealed in evidence rooms or buried in forgotten shrines. The vigilantes no longer light bonfires in the streets. Ikorodu has returned to its rhythm, markets, schools, churches, but some doors still get locked 3 times at night. And some prayers are still whispered in the dark, asking not for blessings, but for mercy. Because in Ikorodu, they remember the sound of stone against bone. They remember the families who never woke. They remember the name that made the night a place of terror. Badoo